Right, I'm checking to check it out. So I just want to do a quick talk on some of the boxing, what's going on lately. Should have made a video last weekend, to be honest, but didn't really get around to it. But I want to quickly round up on some things, what's been going on in the last 2 weeks, 2 weekends. First and foremost, let's talk about fucking hell. One sec. I haven't been sleeping well, man. I haven't been sleeping well last 2 nights. So I'm fucking tired as fuck. My eyes feel heavy, but anyway. Yeah, so we had the Terence Crawford versus Ebanie fight. David Ebanie. And obviously the main story of that is Terence Crawford's gloves. Now, because they both of the gloves busted open during the fight, as we all know, right? Now, the narrative is, well, there's a couple of narratives, but there's one saying that, you know, people think that the gloves are the suspect, yeah? But a lot of people are saying that, well, why would he need suspect gloves to knock out David Ebanie? Well, this is the first thing what I thought about when I heard about the gloves. I wish I put out a video when I did, but I didn't. But the first thing that came to my mind is that, oh no, the other thing was, well, saying that there's no history of Terence Crawford with suspect gloves or anything like that. Yeah, cool. That's like saying, no, that's not saying that, like, okay, let's say, I don't know. Okay, let's say, I don't know, Usain Bolt. Let's say there's no history of Usain Bolt breaking a world record or winning in X amount of time. Well, there won't be until he does that, yeah? So let's say Usain Bolt was winning in 10 seconds, like for all these years, yeah? You can just say that there's no record of Usain Bolt winning under 10 seconds, which there wouldn't be until he did that. Duh. So what? Whether that's probably a crap analogy or not, but what I'm trying to say is that if someone's gonna cheat, yeah, if someone's gonna cheat, then obviously it has to start from somewhere. It's like driving a car. You're not gonna get from point A to B without starting from point A. You're not gonna close your eyes and get to point B without getting in the car and driving. So obviously there's some way where you have to start. So if he wants to, what I really think is, I reckon that them gloves are suspect, yeah. Them gloves are suspect, and he was looking to cheat when he next gets into the fight, gets in the fight with Errol Spence. So obviously now he chose David Ebanie as a tune-up fight, a fight which is always bound to win. And he thought, you know what? Let me try. I'm gonna go in with the Errol Spence fight and fuck him up, right? With some tamper gloves. So how are you gonna test it out? You're gonna test it out maybe in sparring, and you're gonna test it out in the ring, yeah, on an opponent in real life. Okay, so that's what he did. That's what I reckon he did. He was going to go into the Errol Spence fight with some suspect gloves, yeah, and hopefully use that to fuck up Errol Spence. So obviously he has to test it out from somewhere. He has to test it out from somewhere, right? So that's what it was. To me, that makes the most sense in the world. That was the thing that came to mind straight away. Simple as that. So that's that. What also happened that weekend? We had the Josh Warrington versus Lopez fight. I knew Lopez was going to win that fight, and which annoyed me because I was actually looking at the bets online. I was meant to bet on that fight for Lopez to win, but I totally forgot. Because I think I was looking at some bets when I was at work. I was on my break. I was just looking through some bets and that. I was thinking, what should I put on? And I just totally forgot. Obviously, I got carried away with work or whatever, and I forgot. And obviously got to the fight now and he won. But yeah, but yeah, what I want to talk about the fight, the thing about that fight I want to talk about is the fact that Josh Warrington is he's one of the dirtiest fucking fighters I've ever seen. Yeah, and he gets away with his dirtiness because he always fights at home. Yeah, for the most part. And you got people like Eddie Hearn, yeah, in his corner, and Frank Warren, which we all know these people pull strings, yeah. So they pull strings with the judging, they pull strings with the referee, and that's why if you watch that fight, bro, it was so frustrating to watch. Warrington was continually whacking Lopez behind the head with rabbit punches. He was doing it all night, and I think he either never got pulled up for it at all, or he got pulled up for it once. No word of a lie, right? So the ref literally let him do what the fuck he wanted to do. And then whenever Lopez, yeah, returned fire, because he got to a point in the fight where Lopez was getting sick and tired of getting whacked behind the head. So whenever Warrington done it to him, he done it back. But the referee jumped in whenever Lopez done it. It was clear as day that that referee was in on the fix. Yeah, he was in on it. Simple as that. We've seen it all the time. Referees have come out, talked about how they've helped. There's a referee what came out before and said that he helped Manny Pacquiao with a long count. He had admitted that. Got Jack Reese, like in that Wilder fight, Fury. Yeah, the first one. He literally said he done what was best for boxing. That's what he said. He said he done what was best for boxing, which really translates to he done what was best for Tyson Fury. He done what was best for the corrupt mob bosses behind that fight, that Daniel Kinahan dude. Yeah, he done what was right for all that. That's what he did it for, because the fix was in and that as well. Like, all anybody has to do is go watch any boxing, right? And when someone gets knocked down like that, right, with the eyes closed, the referee always stops it. I don't think I've ever seen a referee, right, literally count to 10 while a man is flat on his back with his eyes closed, or with his eyes partially closed, or whatever. I'm yet to see it, right? All you got to do is look at some other boxing where people don't even have to go down for it to be stopped, for it to be waved off. Like, I've seen fights where a fighter's took a punch, right, and on his way down, the referee waved off just before they've even got to the canvas. Alright, so it was plain as day the fix was in for that fight. We all know that. And obviously with the Josh Warrington fight, again, the judges were in on it as well, because Howard Foster gave it a draw, 114 to 114. And the other judges gave Lopez the fight by 1 round. Okay? And the only reason I reckon they gave Lopez the fight in the end, because it was too obvious. That it was just too obvious. If they're gonna give it to Lopez, no, if they're gonna give it to Warrington, more like the spotlight would have been on. So I think the fix was in for Warrington to win on the scorecards, if need be. But it was, they couldn't do it. It would have been too obvious. So obviously they threw a curveball in there with Howard Foster scoring it a draw. And then obviously, you know, they had to give it to Lopez by 1 point, so there we go. Yeah, so yeah, Josh Warrington's a dirty fucker. Dirty fucking, one of the most dirtiest fighters. That Space Raider head. That Space Raider head looking motherfucker. Yeah? Dirty fuck, man. I can't stand him. I'm glad he lost. I'm fucking glad he lost. Yeah? Simple as that. Ebanie Bridges versus Shannon O'Connell. Great fight. Wicked fight. Ebanie can bang. Yeah? I don't know why people don't take her seriously, but you should take her seriously, bro. Like, that woman can fight. She can scrap. Like, she can have it, bro. Like, this girl's only small. Like, she's like 5'2". She's like 5'2", and banging out big girls like Shannon O'Connell. Shannon was a big girl compared to her. She's about banging these girls out, bro, for fun. Get me? And she even had a broken hand in the contest as well, and she was still banging away. Massive props to Ebanie Bridges, yeah. People will start taking her seriously, and yeah, man. Women's boxing is on fire, man, for real. What I was trying to talk about, I think that's about it really I want to talk about in terms of the boxing. Oh yeah, let's talk about some upcoming fights. Anthony Yarde versus Arthur Beterbiev, right? Again, a lot of people just writing Anthony off, saying he's gonna get slept, he's gonna get KO'd, whatever, however you want to put it. You know, giving the guy no chance at all. Like, nah, I don't see why you would give him no chance, man. All you gotta do is look at the Crawford fight. The man was fighting on sheer, you know, he was just fighting on heart. You know, no, he wasn't just fighting on heart, but he had heart. You know, he wasn't winning all them rounds in the Crawford fight. But look how inexperienced the dude was, bro. He was like the dude is so he's so inexperienced, and he went on and took Kovalev and took Kovalev to near death. Yeah, and obviously if Anthony had a little bit more stamina, he would have gassed out in the next round, and that's when Anthony got put down and lost. But you know, if he had had a bit more stamina, you know, who knows what would happen the next round? Who would have known? But people seem to forget about that fight. People don't seem to recognize all the tangible things on that fight. Like, the guy's only had a few amateur fights, and obviously he's only had a few. You know, not that many obviously professional fights too. And he went in there and done that against the seasoned Kovalev. Come on, man. Well, so for me, I'm gonna go out and say that Anthony Yarde can win this fight. He can win it. I hope he wins it. I'm wanting to win it, and I reckon he can win it. I really do, because you know, Anthony Yarde, man. A lot of people can relate to Anthony Yarde. You know, especially, you know, if you're somebody of Caribbean descent, heritage. You know, Anthony Yarde is got Jamaican heritage, just like me. You know, we ran the same age, and that, you know, the same things were going on in the school. Like, I heard one of the interviews before on Seconds Out. Go watch that interview on Seconds Out. It's about 40 minutes long. And he's basically going over what, you know, from his childhood up to here. Like, a lot of the things he was talking about, I relate to myself. Yeah, I've seen that, I've been there and done it as well. So he's just normal. He's a normal dude, bro. He grew up like the rest of us. Yeah, went to school, the same. You know, we went for the same shit at school and that kind of thing. He's just a normal dude, bro. Get me? Yeah. And to come from that. Yeah, to come from like humble beginnings like that, bro, to where he is now, he's fucking crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. And I'm like, I just think that, you know, to come from where he's come from, bro, like humble beginnings like that, I reckon that, you know, coming from certain struggles and stuff like that, you know, especially with all the family members of his dying as well over the last couple of years. I reckon like that alone with heart, he's got the heart and mind, I reckon, bro, to fucking go far. I really do. So I think, you know, I reckon if times get tough in that fight, yeah, if times get tough in that fight, I reckon his heart, he's willing to win, his bravery, you know, all that stuff from like all the fuckery and that growing up and stuff like that, and all the fuckery with him losing his family members and stuff like that. I reckon that will take him through. I reckon that will take him through. Honest to God, I reckon it will, because, you know, he'll be fighting for a lot of different things in that fight, and I reckon that will get him through. I really do reckon it will. So I'm not counting him out. I reckon he's gonna win. I'm wanting to win, and he can win. It's that simple. And even if he don't win, bro, like even if he don't win, like I'm not gonna look at Yarde any differently, bro, because again, he's fucking, you know, the man's barely got any experience, bro, and he is where he is doing what he's doing. Like that's mad. Like that's crazy shit, man. Alright, you just gotta applaud it, man. You got to applaud that, because that's what a lot of people don't take into account with Yarde. Just don't take things into account. They wanted to see him fail, obviously. We you know, there's certain people who want to see him fail. Well, there's a lot of people who want to see him fail, and for, you know, for reasons I don't need to go into. But certain, you know, people know what time it is. I know what time it is. People don't want Yarde to win. There's reasons why. And you know, hopefully he does win, and he can silence all these fuckers. I really do hope he wins, and so he can silence all these fuckers, man. I'll tell you now. We've got the Eubank fight coming up. Eubank versus Smith. I'm gonna go to watch that. Can't wait to watch that fight. Again, people wanna write Eubank off, and that thing ain't gonna win. Nah, bro. Nah. He's gonna put some manners on Liam Smith. He's gonna put some manners on him. Watch what I tell you. He's gonna put some manners on the boy. Yeah. He's gonna put some manners on the boy. See it? So again, people wanna write him off. He's not gonna win on that. You know, blah blah blah. Talking about, oh, every time he stepped up to world level, he always loses. Well, whatever. You go on like there, meet other fighters, right? That's got a few losses on the record, but are still out doing big things. Are still out getting, you know, still out doing big things. Still out doing well. And Eubank's gonna be one of them. So again, keep hating on the man. Keep hating on the man, because when he silences you, yeah, you'll get silenced, and you'll be in a corner, quiet, tail tucked between your legs. Get me?
You're in 18-minute congestion. You're still on the best route.
Shut up, man. So yeah, he's gonna silence a lot of people. Watch. So before I give a quick update on some of the boxing, what's going on, I think I've missed something, to be honest. I think there's something else I want to talk about, but it's kind of slipped my mind in a minute. So with that, anyway, I'm out.